Can you guys hear me? Yeah? Okay, cool. So I was walking here at Brandeis and I saw my friend, and he was with this other friend that I did not know. So he introduced me to him and I said, "Hi, nice to meet you, I'm Tali." And he said, "Where are you from?" Yeah, that's a question I get asked very early in my conversations. And I know why. I understand that I have an accent. I know that. But this time it was a little different. He kept talking, and suddenly he changed his accent. And his accent starting to be something kind of like my accent. So I was thinking to myself, why does he have to change his accent when he's talking to me? And I didn't even need to answer that myself. And he said, "Oh, you know, I just changed my accent because you can understand me better." Well, I'm Tali and I am I'm half Mexican, half Israeli. I grew up in Mexico knowing Spanish and Hebrew. But one day I woke up and I had this idea that I should be challenged. Everything that came to my mind was, I just want something new, something more exciting, and it came. I decided to go to boarding school in America, and regardless of the fact that I did not know English proficiently. With this experience, I understood that learning a language is not a simple process. It took me all the way until today to understand that it's built up of different components. For the first components, I want you to imagine you enter a classroom with all new people, a new teacher, and you're sitting there. You don't really understand what's going on, and you just hear these 5 words. McDonald's, Israel, falafel, India, meat. For an hour you're trying to figure out what is this puzzle that I need to figure out in my head? What's going on with these 5 words? And you're just sitting there and you're still thinking, what is this happening? And just to make sure, you're sitting this human geography class that you don't really know what that means. And so after you learned a little English and you realized that you were actually experiencing the first problem, which was a language barrier, you started to understand what this teacher was actually saying. He was explaining that McDonald's, just like other things, are globalized and they're adapted to different contexts. McDonald's in India does not have meat, and McDonald's in Israel has falafel. So that's when you realize that you need to understand this context and put them together, but when you have this language barrier, it is almost impossible. The second component of this language process learning is fluency. And it is here when you're able to understand and hold conversations without translating in your head back and forth from your dominant language. The third component is the hardest to grasp, but it requires you to be immersed in the culture. When I first heard my English-speaking friends saying really cool words, I said, I really want to be cool like them. I should start using these words more often. And as a result, things like this happened. Awkward, I just ate an apple. Awkward, I just woke up. And until one day my friend told me, Tali, stop. Tali, stop. You're overusing the word awkward. You don't know how to use it. And just learn to use it in the right context. I said, okay. And I decided to stop using the word awkward and to start paying more close attention when is this awkward word used. And up until today, I am still learning how to use these words with the right cultural context. Do not even ask me how to use the word ratchet. So you can have an accent, but you can still be fluent, and you can still understand the cultural context. In this case, the accent is just a shell to your language capabilities. חבר'ה, אני יכולה לדבר עברית בלי מבטא, Puedo hablar español sin acento. It is essential for us to overcome this shell and discover the real abilities that a person has. I was just saying in Hebrew and Spanish that I can speak those languages without an accent. And yeah, people in countries that speak those languages are able to understand and see me over that shell. The guy that I met at Brandeis was not able to see me behind that shell of my accent. Learning a language is not a simple process. It has to do with overcoming a language barrier, becoming a fluent speaker, and learning the cultural context. Thank you.